What if all of this time we haven't realized that low sex drive, fear of commitment, losing attraction is actually a deeper layer of our nervous system that learned that it is not okay or safe to say no? I have talked with so many women over and over again, and so many clients who say, like, my sex drive has gone down, I don't understand, like, no matter what I try or supplements I take, it's not changing. And when you start digging a little deeper, you realize that the same women that experience that are the women who have a very hard time expressing exactly what it is they need without guilt. Or they will say yes when they mean no. They will want something but are afraid that if they say that, their partner is going to be mad, upset, or feel rejected, so they keep their mouth shut. And that is directly affecting the quality of your relationship, the quality of your intimacy, and a need to sometimes go away, shut down, or have more freedom, when in fact it was never about the freedom in the first place. So in this EFT video, we are going to focus on feeling safe, expressing our needs, saying yes, saying no, understanding what our needs are without fear that it might upset the other person. So let's start releasing this at the subconscious and energetic level. Even though I'm realizing I have a hard time expressing my vulnerable needs, I'm afraid something bad's gonna happen if I do. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I tend to say yes when I mean no. Or sometimes I want something, but I won't express it. I deeply and completely accept these feelings and accept the reasons why I'm in this position now. It's hard for me to say what I need. My nervous system learned that a while ago. Maybe saying no wasn't safe. Maybe disappointing people was not allowed. Maybe keeping other people happy became my survival strategy. So I learned to ignore myself and my needs. I learned to disconnect from my body. I learned to notice others' needs and wants. I learned that that has priority. And this is not because I'm weak or stupid. It's not because something's wrong with me. It was my only way to stay safe. Because I grew up learning that regulating other people's emotions was safer and more important. So now I'm carrying the consequences. Sometimes I say yes when I mean no. Sometimes I go ahead with intimacy when I don't want to. I worry more about disappointing them than listening to myself. Because frankly, if I listen to myself and they are disappointed, it's going to stress me more to deal with the guilt and the aftermath than just say yes and go with it. I feel responsible for their happiness and satisfaction. I feel guilty for not wanting something that they like. I feel guilty for when my body says no. and they like it. I ignore my body's signals. I just wait for the moment to pass. I believe it's just easier to go along with it. And maybe after they're so happy and so nice. And this taught me that I have to sacrifice myself to then have nice things for a good mood person. And part of me feels less and less safe. A part of me becomes smaller and smaller. And deep down, I've started to resent intimacy. It's like going to the restaurant and not enjoying the experience. Maybe I asked for pasta and they gave me fish. And then I'm supposed to eat it and be happy. Maybe I want to stay in the restaurant a long time, but it's always too short. Maybe I'm too tired to go to the restaurant tonight, but I still have to go. And then I wonder why I don't want to go to the restaurant anymore. Maybe intimacy is not the problem. Maybe self-abandonment and not standing for myself is the problem. Every time I ignore my body, my nervous system learns closeness is not safe or enjoyable. It teaches me that intimacy means losing myself. It means that other people's needs will always come before mine. It's yet another moment of managing other people's emotions. It's yet another moment of pleasing other people but not getting the same in return. No wonder I lost desire. No wonder I felt disconnected. This is my body protecting me. Because I have grown and healed beautifully. And what I could tolerate in the past, I can tolerate less and less. The boundaries I crossed in the past are harder and harder to cross. I love myself more now, and I tolerate these things less and less. Which is actually a great sign. I haven't lost my sex drive. I've lost some of my doormatness. I'm just not so great at being a doormat anymore. So my body says, no more sex drive. If intimacy means being a doormat. It kind of makes sense when you look at it this way. So now I'm integrating a few facts that no one taught me when I was a kid. Other people's emotions are not my responsibility. Their disappointment is not my emergency. I don't have to earn love by being accommodating or saying yes. I don't have to keep constant peace and happiness. I don't need to betray myself so others can feel better. Healthy intimacy does not call for self-abandonment. I can let adults carry their feelings while I carry mine. And this is probably a whole new way I need to learn. Maybe I don't even know what I want or don't want. Maybe I want something one day and something different the next day. Maybe all of this is still foggy. And guess what? It's okay. I can learn as I go. And if my partner is truly healthy, I can communicate this in a smart way. And they will not only understand, but they will support me. My body is allowed to have preferences. I'm allowed to dislike what they like. I'm allowed to ask what I like, even if they don't really like it, while still respecting them and myself. My body is integrating all of this. My body is allowed to slow down and say yes or no. I'm allowed to say not today. My body is allowed to take all of the time it needs. My body is allowed to stop in the middle of something that I liked and don't want anymore. My body belongs to me. And when I can fully live by that fact, I'll notice that I reconnect with my feelings and senses. I reconnect with energy inside of me. And the flame will grow bigger. Saying no is a positive affirmation. Having boundaries is part of healthy relationships. Communicating lifts a massive weight off of my shoulders. Saying no makes my relationship better. People and my partner are grateful when I say what I actually think in a kind way. The right person will never punish me for expressing myself. I deserve a relationship where my yes is genuine. My voice and my needs matter. And every time I listen to myself, I take myself out of the prison. I teach my nervous system something new. I strengthen my relationship. I feel more free. I reduce the need to run away and avoid, because I was avoiding self-abandonment, not the relationship. I choose authenticity. I choose safety in my own body. I choose to trust that people can manage their emotions. I choose that when there's a will, there's always a way there. And we can find the perfect compromise. And it's okay for this to be a trial and error process that doesn't need to be perfect. Deep breath in and out. The ultimate goal is for you to be able to say no, and it will be welcomed as a yes, because your partner will understand that, with your life story, with your past, with your patterns, you setting boundaries, you expressing your needs, and you sometimes saying no is exactly what will bring you closer together and will deepen intimacy. This is a chat that I really recommend you have with your partner. If you haven't had that yesterday in the past, excuse me, you can use the analogy of the restaurant, which I have found in clients and people around me works really, really well. If you always have a bad experience when you go to the restaurant, or if some of the restaurant is nice but the waiter is rude, or if one of the dishes was great but you hated the drinks, you're not going to be super excited to go there again. So let's make the restaurant experience a very pleasant one, a very enjoyable one. And sometimes it will be a 7-course dinner, and sometimes it will be a takeaway in 5 minutes kind of situation. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. So this is one of these huge topics that can be very uncomfortable to talk about, but the extent to which you feel cringy and uncomfortable and want to run away from it is the extent to which you want to heal it. So I highly encourage you to do that. If you want more personalized support, if this deeply resonates but you don't really know where to start, you'll find the information in the description of this video to contact me. And I will be very happy to listen to where you're at, your situation, and how I can help you if we are the right fit. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep saying no. No is a positive affirmation, and yes when you really mean a yes. And I'll see you in the next one.